So we are on week 17, still day 6. And no, I have not recorded in the last few days because it's been fun, very interesting. I say very interesting, that's the wrong kind of word. On Friday, I was actually hoping to go see my granddad after work, and then I got a phone call at 8 o'clock in the morning from my dad, who is currently on holiday down south, to say that my granddad's pressed his emergency button. He's obviously on holiday over 200 miles away, and my uncle, who technically lives in New Zealand, but he is actually visiting the UK at the moment, is in the middle of Wales. So there's no one to actually go check on my granddad. My dad called me because I'm the only remaining close living relative that has access to a car. My sister now lives down near London. My other sister doesn't have access to a car and was in work that same day, I believe, or couldn't physically get to my granddad. Whatever. Either way, my dad rang me in the hope that I would be able to go see him. I leapt out of bed at high speed, started getting dressed, and then got a phone call back from my mum saying, no, it's fine, the paramedics are with him, don't worry. Apparently they're taking him to hospital. I was like, right, okay, fine. Do you know where he's going to be? And they said, no, we just know he's going to be on respiratory. Like, okay, I can work it out from there. So I waited till I finished work to give him a chance to basically to get settled, if you will, in hospital, or for them to actually give him a designated space for me to then find. As soon as I finished work, I drove over to the hospital, found somewhere to park. I contacted the respiratory ward and they said he wasn't with them. So they said he might still be in A&E in their respiratory section. So they put me through to A&E and A&E said, yep, he's with us, he's in the respiratory area in A&E. It's like, okay, am I allowed to come visit? They're, yep, visiting times all this time to this time. I was like, perfect, I've just parked up, I'll be in then in a few minutes. So it said, yeah, no problem, we'll make sure the door's open for you so you can get in, Like, brilliant. I need to blow my nose. Oh, nose bleeds. Anyway, I found my granddad. He was not looking in a good way. He was very, very weak. He was very out of it. He was just very exhausted more than anything. He had no energy whatsoever. I sat around for a bit while he slept because he was fast asleep and I didn't want to wake him. I didn't want to disturb him. And the pharmacist came over and had a chat and said, can I just ask, who looks after your granddad's medication? Like, my granddad. He manages everything on his own because he's a very independent man. He's a very strong man and he doesn't like to burden other people. So because of that, he does everything himself as much as possible. He manages his own medication, he looks after himself at home, etc, etc. Sorry, I can't help you with what medication he takes because I genuinely don't know. Unlike my Nana Eileen, who unfortunately passed away several years ago, I knew everything that my nan took because I lived with her for a few years looking after her. So I visited her regularly, so I knew all the medication my nan took, whereas my granddad is so independent and I very rarely get to go see him. I have no idea what medication he's on. None at all. But not long after that, my granddad did actually wake up and the pharmacist came over and checked with him and he told all the information. I was like, so come on, granddad, what's exactly happened? And he was very, very weak. He was very tired. He basically explained to me that he's not been well for about 4 or 5 days. Because of why he's not been well, he's not been eating or drinking properly, which is really bad considering we've been in the middle of a major heat wave this week where it's gone up to like 32 to 33 degrees C some days. He was complaining that he was feeling super cold. He hadn't been to bed because his feet kept on turning to ice blocks and this and that and the other. And so he's been sleeping downstairs under 2 blankets with a cardigan and pants and in front of a heater in the middle of a heat wave. So unsurprisingly, he was severely dehydrated, which is why he's had the little episode that he's had. Because of the severe dehydration, they also suspect he's got a kidney infection or a urine infection, and that's the reason why he's experiencing the symptoms that he has with the shakes, feeling cold, even though his temperature's through the roof, he's got a major fever. So after 2 hours with my granddad, I came home and got stuff done at home, and then I did a bit of video editing, I did some crochet, I did some tidying around the house because we're still struggling to unpack everything. We really need a bit more storage. I then got a phone call from my granddad close to 8 o'clock saying they moved into a ward and he told me what ward he's on. So I went back yesterday to check up and see if I could get an update from the nurse, and the nurse gave me an update and confirmed that he was severely dehydrated. They suspect he's got either a kidney infection or some other kind of water infection because of the fact that he's been so heavily dehydrated, because he's had really bad illness. Let's put it that way. I don't want to go into too much detail. He's basically not been well for the last 5 days, and because of the last 5 days he's not been well, he's been dehydrated because he's not been well, and then on top of that, not eating and drinking because he's been trying to self-heal, so to speak. That has obviously caused him to get an infection. So they've put him on some antibiotics. Apparently he was really bad with every symptom in regards to an infection. So they were very, very confident it was an infection. So they put him on some antibiotics yesterday, or some stronger antibiotics yesterday, and he does seem to be doing well. He does seem to be recovering. He was a lot more chatty and a lot more alert when I went to see him in the afternoon. Unfortunately, I can't go back to see him today because I have a lot of stuff I need to do at home. I've got a lot of cleaning I need to do. I've got some unpacking I need to do. I've got just general day off stuff I need to do. But I'm going to go back tomorrow and see how he is tomorrow. I am under good understanding that my uncle, who is visiting the UK, is going to go see him today. So he's at least got some company, so I don't have to worry about him being lonely the whole day. The phlegm. So yeah, that's what's happened to me this weekend. I say happened to me, that's the wrong way of putting it. That's what's happened this weekend in regards to what I've got up to. And yesterday was my first day off in a long time. I did need to go check up on my granddad and get an update and make sure he was okay. But other than that, I had yesterday mostly as a day off. I did do a tiny bit of video editing, but I actually spent the majority of the day crocheting. And you know what? I'm glad I did. It's really, really cheered me up just spending the day crocheting. Crochet has really become sort of like a meditation for me. That's the only way I can describe it. It's become a bit of a meditation where I can just sit and chill and just defocus and pretend the world doesn't exist. And it's great. I genuinely love it for it. So because I focused on just crochet, I've made quite a lot of progress through my step-by-step guide. I am now on to colour changing, which I gave a go last night. I tried some straight lines and I also tried a square pattern that it gave you an example for, and I gave that a go, and that was not easy, but I did it. I don't know how I freaking did it, but I did it. The first couple of rows were really difficult because it was trying to work out where and how I put the yarn to make it invisible so that I don't have to keep cutting it and making tails and then sewing the tails in, so that I can just keep using the yarn continuously through the pattern. It was really challenging, but I did it, and that's the important thing. We did it, we overcame it. And today I'm actually trying this new zigzaggy pattern, which I'm really, really looking forward to. Don't know how it's going to go. Hopefully it's going to go well, but I don't know how it's going to go, so we will have to wait and see for that one. Anyway, I'm going to sit and finish eating my breakfast because Baba is hungry, and I've reached a stage where I think I've already mentioned this, I can't physically eat full meals anymore. I have to sit and eat for about 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I have to stop and pause. Sometimes I have to put the food back in the microwave, and then I have to wait about 10 to 15 minutes for a bit of it to settle, and then eat a bit more, then wait a bit, and then eat a bit, and then wait a bit. So it's actually taken me nearly an hour to finish food at the moment, which is insane, but this is one of the joys of pregnancy. I'm actually currently watching Xthoyle, Xthule, because she's actually going through pregnancy. She got pregnant about 3 months before I did. So we are going through this around about the same time. So she's actually just posted her second trimester vlog. So I say just posted, this is in August. So it was a while ago. By the time this video goes out, who knows, she's probably already had a baby. Who knows, by the time this video goes out, I'm actually a bit close to dropping because it's taking a long time to catch up with moving and other things going on. It's getting difficult to find time to video edit, but we're getting there. And to be fair, I could technically video edit while I'm crocheting or instead of crocheting, but the crocheting is really helping me mellow out and chill, even more so than gaming. And unlike gaming where I find it difficult to get off and stop, with crocheting I can stop if I need to. Sometimes that can be a bit difficult as well. Sometimes I get a bit addicted. So the plan for the rest of the day is finish my breakfast as best I can. Start on crochet, take an hour to just crochet and chill out. Do a bit more tidying, do a bit of cleaning, hopefully do the dishes because the dishes need doing. And then hopefully I will have time to do some video editing before we go out tonight because it is one of Jason's auntie's birthdays. So we are meeting up at one of the local restaurants in order to go celebrate with them. And I'll be honest, I kind of didn't want to leave the house today. It's okay because it's only one meal. It's going to be all right. And I've got all next week to worry about things like that. In fact, what have I got going on next weekend? So next weekend is my weekend off with Jace, but I have a lot of free afternoons and evenings this week, so I'm probably going to be spending quite a lot of them going to visit my granddad if he's still in hospital, but then that's only going to be for like an hour and a half, and then I can come home and hopefully get quite a lot of video editing done during the week, this coming week. Been challenging. And then the week after, I finally got my antenatal consultation with my with an obstetrician. I can never say that word. As well as a dentist appointment. I'm finally getting back to the dentist because I'm overdue a dentist visit. And then the week after that is my next midwife appointment, and we find out how many weeks or how baby is doing with our second scan, which is very exciting. So yeah, that's what we're up to at the moment. I am, like I said, going to finish breakfast, and I will catch up with you guys when I get to tidying. So it is currently Monday, week 17, day 7 / week 18, day 0, depending on how you count the days. Alfred, don't pull me that way. I'm out with the dogs at the moment. You, mister. Dragging me. Come on. No, we're not going that way. Alfie's been a bit of a pain in the bum the last few weeks. It's like he knows. I know he knows I'm pregnant. I know he can sense it. But since getting pregnant, he has had a very weird change in personality. He's become a lot more stubborn, a lot more unresponsive, and just been a bit of a pain in the bum in general. I'm very pulley. He's suddenly, nope, this way. He's suddenly dragging me, literally dragging me. Well, he's never done this before. He pulls sometimes, but he doesn't drag. Whereas recently, since I got pregnant, he's been dragging me. So I'm not too sure where this attitude change has come from. It is week 17, day 7 or week 18, day 0, depending on how you look at it. I have got a lot of glute pain today. I actually had to Google it just to see, and it turns out glute pain can be normal during pregnancy. It's usually caused due to hormones. It can be caused due to sciatica, which to my knowledge I've not got sciatica. It can be caused due to the reflexing hormone that courses through your body that causes your muscles to react. Where are you going? That's not the path. I appreciate the attempt. Come on. Come on. You go the right way round. I can't follow you that way. Thank you. Good boy. This way, please. As I was saying, I've got a lot of glute pain at the moment. It can be caused due to hemorrhoids, which I do believe I might have a hemorrhoid. I'm having to wait for my consultations appointment to discuss it with my obstetrician. I can't remember the word for the pregnancy doctor consultant that we have here in the UK. Obstetrician? I want to say obstetrician, but I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. I am still struggling to get out of bed in the morning. I am so tired, and my hips ache like crazy at the moment at night, which I am so glad we've actually got a new bed, because I'd hate to think how bad my hip pain would be if we were still in my old bed. That is like, the mattress was just knackered. The mattress was gone. It was like 8 years old, 9 years old. And the springs were gone, like gone. I am grateful for the mattress. The pregnancy pillow has also been helping stop me from rolling onto my back, which has been a big challenge, because I am very much a back sleeper. I am most comfortable on my back. I sleep better on my back. I am more comfortable on my back, but because of the pregnancy, I'm not allowed to sleep on my back right now. So the pregnancy pillow that we've got, the BB Hug Me, it is actually acting as a great buffer, because the extendy bits at each end, I can wrap that under my neck, like not round my neck, but under my neck, to lock it in place and then push it against my back. And that means that I can actually lean on it sideways, and that leaning action and just having that pressure against my back gives me a sort of sensation of lying on my back without actually being on my back. It is helping a lot. Highly recommend a pregnancy pillow for anyone, regardless of what type of pregnancy pillow it is. But if you are not a back sleeper, whew, it is not easy. I'm also out of breath constantly at the moment. I can't seem to do anything without being out of breath or breathless. Originally it was just if I did something semi-cardio, like walking upstairs or walking at a fast pace, whereas now it's just day-to-day out of breathness, just constant out of breathness. And I'm also, for the last week I think it is, I've been getting nosebleeds, not direct nosebleeds, so not my nose suddenly going blue, but I've got quite a lot of pressure in my nose, and every time I blow my nose I've got blood coming out, which again apparently is very normal in pregnancy because of the increased mass of blood and the extra blood pressure and everything else. So yeah, this is fun. No, joking. No, seriously, I'm actually not too fussed by it. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. Other than the out of breathness being annoying, everything else seems to be going well. Slow down, you. In other news, my granddad is still in hospital. I need to go see him this afternoon. Are you ready? Are you steady? Go. And he's away. Yeah, my granddad's still in hospital. I need to go visit him today and take him a newspaper, some headphones, and also top up for his mobile, so that's going to be fun later. I also need to go over and check on my niece and nephew today because my sister is out getting a tattoo and has asked me, she said she's going to be out for a fair few hours, so she's asked me to pop round and check on my niece and nephew, make sure they've at least eaten, because apparently they've got into a bit of a habit of not cooking themselves dinner. So I need to go check on those two, and then I need to get home and do my own stuff. I actually need to exercise. I'm actually going to have time and space to exercise. So yesterday I spent most of the day decluttering and cleaning. Unfortunately, I didn't get as much cleaning done as I would like, but I did get quite a lot of unpacking and decluttering done. So I do have a lot more space in the house. The house is feeling a tiny bit more organised and feeling even more homely, which is nice. We've still got a lot that we need to unpack and put away, but we've just not got the time right now with Jason working. He's working 7 days this week and most of his shifts are 12-hour shifts or more. And I've obviously got all this going on with my granddad and my niece and nephew on work on top of that. It's not easy, but there's finally enough space in the house now for me to actually do my exercises, and we've got the calisthenics machine back so I can actually do some stretching. I have been doing some stretching over the last couple of days with just dead hangs from the top, and that has actually really opened up and helped my shoulders and also taken a lot of pressure off my back of my spine and my lower back. So I'm very grateful we finally got the calisthenics machine over to the house. So I'm going to be doing some exercises tonight because I really need to get the stretching done now, because especially with the tension in my legs and my glutes and also my back and my sides, I really need the stretching. So I'm going to start that tonight. That will be happening tonight. And then after I've got it done, I need to decide whether or not to do some video editing or some crochet. I did get a video out today. Shockingly, I got vlog 37 out today, which it was really nice actually looking back and editing that video, because that was the week where I technically fell pregnant, if that makes sense. That was, technically speaking, the first week I was pregnant and didn't know I was pregnant. So it was actually a bit reminiscent looking back on that and looking at past me and thinking, you had no idea. You had no freaking idea. You didn't have a clue, and you didn't have any signs or symptoms or nothing, because it was still early days. The egg was still traveling to where it needed to be. And it's weird in a way to think that just over 3 months ago, I wasn't even pregnant and I didn't even know what life had in store for me. It's amazing how quickly your life can change. So it's still Monday, or week 17, day 7, week 18, day 0. I've had a bit of a fun end to the day. It is currently 8 o'clock at night and I've got no water. I got a message from the water company around dinner time-ish to say that there is a major leak nearby. Not directly where we are, but it does affect the major pipeline that comes into our area. And because of that, they've had to turn off our water supply, along with everyone in the area. Apparently, according to my mum, who rang me after she found out, all of Aldi and Asda and H&M and not H&M, Home Bargains and all the other shops in the area have all completely sold out of water because people have gone on a mass shopping spree, because we literally have nothing. We have no water at all. Our water's been completely cut off. So I actually can't do any exercise right now because I don't have any water to get a shower with. I can't do the dishes. I can't put the washing on. I can't make a brew. I can't even get a drink of water. And I've also had to struggle to cook my tea because most of my food that I have in the house involves boiling or steaming in some way, shape or form. We've not been shopping yet, so I don't actually have anything else in the house other than salmon that needs to be steamed, noodles that need to be boiled, rice that needs to be boiled, and veg that needs to be boiled or steamed. I suppose I could technically microwave the veg, but then just vegetables for dinner seems a bit meh. And on top of that, a lot of the local takeaways have had to close because of the lack of water, because now they can't get the water to actually open and clean their cookware and actually have water to boil their rice and their foods and everything else. So yeah, we're in a bit of a dilemma at the moment. Bit of a dilemma indeed. I swear the universe is trying to stop me from exercising right now, and I don't know why. Every single time I make a plan to exercise, or every time I've made a plan to exercise in the last 2 months, something's gone wrong. Whether or not I've been ill, parrot disappearing, the whole house moving, or something happening at work and me getting home late, or in this scenario, my water getting turned off. Yeah, this is great. What is going on? I don't get it. I don't understand why every single time I try and exercise at the moment, something happens to prevent me from exercising. And to be fair, I can still technically exercise right now if I wanted to, but I would end up being very sticky, very sweaty, very icky, and then I'd have to go to bed like that. No thanks. No thanks. We've not long changed the sheets. I ain't going to bed like that. Not when I can't wash the bedding the next day. So we are now in a waiting game. We're just gonna have to wait for the water to be turned back on. Fun. So we are on week 18, day 2, and we've got some good news. The water's back on. Took 2 days, but we finally have water again. I can at least stay hydrated, if nothing else. Baby was very, very wriggly yesterday. Very wriggly indeed. It got to a point where I was actually struggling to walk because basically I could start to tell where baby was based on pain. Or not so much pain, but whether or not my legs could work. Was the best way to describe it. So anytime I got stabbing and aching and spasming in my glutes and in my left leg, I knew baby was on my left near the back. Anytime I got that sort of same sensation in my right leg, I knew baby was towards the right. Anytime I got lightning crotch, I knew baby was really low down in the middle. Anytime I started feeling heavy and like I had bad gas, I knew baby was near the front and they were rolling around. Anytime I didn't feel pregnant, I knew baby was high up, because like my stomach would practically disappear and I would walk around like a normal person. I literally didn't feel pregnant. That was a weird day because baby kept moving position and moving location. So 1 minute I was hobbling on my left, the next minute was hobbling on my right, because I don't know about anyone else, but if you're having muscle spasms in your glutes and your hamstrings, you can't walk very well. You cannot walk very well at all. So, oh, pardon me. People putting up scaffolding outside, and unfortunately they're not taking down our scaffolding, which is really annoying because it's a different company. Anyway, that was fun yesterday because 1 minute I was hobbling on my left, the other time I was hobbling on my right, other times I had to sit down because the lightning crotch got so bad. Which is fun when you're trying to walk dogs. It's not the ideal situation, but it is what it is, and it was what it was. And it was fun. To say the least, it was fun. But we did it, we survived yesterday. We got through indeed. And I actually had a really long day at work yesterday, so I didn't get home till late. On top of that, the water was still down until quite late in the evening. So I still couldn't get a shower yesterday, hence my hair looks like absolute crap because I can't wash it right now. But the water, like I said, is back on, which means I can actually have a shower today, which means I can exercise today. Hopefully. Attempt number 5,065 in this last 2 months to actually exercise. I do need to go see my granddad. I say need to is a strong word. I intend to go see my granddad because I don't think, please be someone to take the skip away. Is someone to take the skip away? Oh, finally. We've been desperate for that skip to go. It's right in my parking bay, or our parking bay. So it's really in the way. It's been there for about a week now. Very, very, very happy to see that gone. What was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying now. Completely forgotten. I got too excited about the skip. That was it. I do intend to go see my granddad today because I don't think anyone else can get round to visit him today. So I'm going to head over and just make sure he's okay, make sure he doesn't need anything. And then get home, sort out my girls, get something to eat. I do need to nip the shop because I need to grab some eggs, cheese and bread because we've ran out. We've been ran out for a couple of days and not had a chance to get to the shops to actually get any. I've also been working on my crochet quite a lot the last few days because I just needed the de-stress and the chill, and crochet really actually helps with that. Video editing helps as well. I have done a bit of video editing, but I've just not been in the mood for it as much with everything going on. It feels like another job or another requirement right now and not like a hobby. So I'm doing it whenever I'm in the mood or whenever I get real chance and not the motivation is flowing, but anytime I've got more than 2 hours spare. Because once I get into video editing, I really get into video editing. The hope today is after I get home and sort out my birds, after going to see my granddad and after going in the shop, I can hopefully finally get some exercise in. I have been doing some dead hangs on the calisthenics machine quite a lot the last few days. Well, since we got it home, I've been doing at least 20 seconds worth of dead hanging or 2 lots of 10 seconds worth of dead hanging so that I can try and rebuild my grip strength again. But I really, really badly need to start strength exercising because I have noticed a severe weakness in my muscles now that my weight's going up. So I really need to get on top of that. But yeah, that's what we're up to. So hopefully tonight when I get home from work, I can actually get some exercise done. So it's Thursday night of the same day, week 18, day 2. 3. I lost count. It's Wednesday, so it's day 2. It's later in the evening and I really badly need a shower. And it's already 8 o'clock. I only got home a couple of hours ago. In fact, less than a couple of hours ago, I made me and Jason tea, and then, which was like a really, really, really watered down ramen. Put way too much water in. But I really wanted to do some exercise tonight, and I'll be honest, I've just not got the energy now. It's too late, my body's shutting down, which I know pre-everything I was usually exercising at this time of night, but it's very different when you're growing a child in your body. You have a lot less energy. I need to do something today because my body is so stiff, but I do not have the energy to actually do a full physical workout, especially with it being so late in the evening and being so tired from having such a busy day. So I'm just gonna do some stretches. Just gonna do some stretches and just let myself stretch out and stretch the muscles that need stretching. There you go, that's my stretches for the day. At least I've done something, which is better than nothing, and hopefully I won't wake up quite as stiff tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Oh, right, I'm gonna go get a much needed shower, if you can't tell. I look a mess right now. And then put PJs on to get out of these tight clothes and then relax for the rest of the night. I've got a super busy day tomorrow, so I might not vlog much. And then me and Jason have got 4 days off at the weekend, so I don't yet know how much I will or will not vlog at the weekend.